This episode is brought to you by ElevateOS, the only all-in-one community operating system. ElevateOS transforms property management, combining resident engagement, reservations, rent payments, maintenance, and concierge services into a single super app. It also uniquely integrates access control, intercoms, package lockers, and thermostats, eliminating app fatigue and redefining modern apartment living. Visit elevateos.com/MMN for a free demo and see how they can help you level up your operations. Welcome to another episode of the Multifamily Collective. Today, let's talk about the war on team members. I think it's really interesting, and I suspected that this day would come. And I don't know that today is the day, but I think there is a trend toward return to office. And I think that, I read an article in the Wall Street Journal. That's the prompt for today's post. And it's interesting in that a lot of employees are working in today's environment like it is still 2021. And as if there is a continued labor shortage or not enough people to fill the roles that are out there advertised in the marketplace. And I think that is shifting. And I certainly think as supply starts to wane, all the absorption takes place in the multifamily space and supply sort of declines in all of these marketplaces. I think that this war for talent potentially becomes, I'll use the quote in the Wall Street Journal, says war on talent starts to become more pronounced. I think back to 36 months ago, plus minus, we were making offers to team members to come on board at salaries that I couldn't even fathom. I had to hold my nose sometimes for the offers that we were making out in the marketplace, the wages that we were paying to attract talent, not just attract talent, but to get them on board, and what they were willing to ask for. Now, I give them all the credit in the world for asking what they asked for and some of them receiving what they received. I give them credit for that. If I were them and putting myself in their shoes and doing that, I likely would have done the same. Now, I'm very old school. I don't think I would have gone as aggressive as some. I might have gone more aggressive than others, but probably landed somewhere in the middle. That's one guy's story. But I think the punchline here is that there is a real shift taking place in the broader marketplace that I think will make an impact in the multifamily space in the coming 12 to 24 months. Now, there might be markets like Atlanta where you still have a ton of supply. You still have all these apartment communities that have to be staffed. You have to put people in place to run the assets. And what happens traditionally in the multifamily space is you cherry pick from your competitors to bring people in and put them to work in those new assets. So there is a continued labor shortage in some of the markets across the country, but in other markets, I don't think so. I don't think not so much. The other thing you have working against that sort of worker mentality or the edge being toward the employee versus the employer, and I hate to think about it that way, but that's kind of the way it's shaped up, is that AI has now been introduced into the ecosystem. And AI is actually competing for those same jobs that you might be going after, and or it's competing for jobs that are in place today that will go away tomorrow. And so what's going to end up happening is that you're going to have this oversupply of labor, which is a digital / human labor pool to pull from. And what's going to happen is all this stuff that we've been offering, work from home, accelerated benefits, enhanced benefits, the list is as long as my leg, and I'm 6'8", so I have very long legs. I think that a lot of that is going to be pulled back. You can already see it. There are CEOs out there in the marketplace like Brian Nickel from Starbucks. It's basically suck it up, buttercup, 1,000 layoffs. And if you want to stay, here's the way we're going to operate. And if you want to be a part of something that's going to grow, then great, do it. Stop the complaining. Same thing with JP Morgan with CEO Jamie Dimon. He was a little more profane about it, but he's basically like, look, I'm over it. We're not doing it anymore. Get to work. Get back to the office and get to work. And if you don't like it, this might not be the place for you. I think that's this is an interesting quote along the lines of AI. There's this Shopify CEO, Toby Lutke. Apologize if I mispronounced his last name, but he says, Advances in generative AI also play a role. Shopify CEO recently told employees that the e-commerce company won't make new hires unless managers can prove AI isn't capable of doing the job. You see that same sort of trend in the multifamily space. There are companies out there right now, multifamily specific AI organizations that are creating AI that can and will replace human efforts in the multifamily space. I think it's coming for the corporate level faster than it's going to come for the on-site positions. Centralization is certainly going to play a role in the on-site positions. You're going to be able to reduce headcount. That's a real thing. At the corporate level, it's a really real thing that you're going to see layoffs because of AI. You're also going to see roles filled. So if a role comes up and a manager can't justify hiring a human, but needs productivity, it may be the AI that gets that job over the human in that scenario. So it's going to be an interesting coming 24 to 36 months as it relates to AI. I'll try to link up that article, although when I link up those articles, because there's a paywall, you can't necessarily get to the article itself. So I'll try to do my best. Maybe I'll just put the title in there, and if you search and you have a Wall Street Journal account, you can get access to it. So there you go. Talk to you again soon.